Why Give a Shit by Anna Dang. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, let's rewind. Bzzzt. It all started on a cold night, pre-finals weekend. I was studying like every other diligent student here at UP. That was until I was craving some ice cream for my cold heart and my very stressed head. So I grabbed my keys, I made my way to Max Market, and on my way to Max Market, I picked up some frozen dairy treat, a delicious ice cream bar. Then I proceeded to check out. Once I obtained my delicious ice cream bar, I sat down and began to enjoy the scrumptious snack. So delicious. All was well. Until I realized I had lactose intolerance. Which brings us back to where we started. I was violently looking for a Lactaid, and luckily, I happened to find some. Thank goodness, because now I won't have to spend an uncomfortably long time on the toilet. As I continued to enjoy my lactose-included frozen dairy treat, I recalled the instance that made me question why some people have trouble digesting dairy products in the first place. What makes lactose intolerable? Wait, what even is lactose? What does it look like on a biological level? How can this tiny, tiny Lactaid pill resolve all of it? I know. I'll look in my biology Bible.
What?
In my biology class, we learned that when consuming food, the biological system will break down the sugars obtained from the food to release energy that can be used. But to break down the sugars, an energy barrier needs to be overcome for the reaction to even occur. A reaction with a high energy barrier will require energy to be put into the system, and in chemistry, putting energy into a system usually means adding heat. However, within a biological system, heat is not always ideal for encouraging a reaction because it will put the system at risk of being overheated. So, how can sugars in a biological system overcome such a high energy barrier? Well, stable reactants from food must overcome their high energy barrier with the help of a catalyst known as an enzyme. Enzymes are recognized as biological catalysts that lower the high activation energy needed for a reactant to overcome its energy barrier, allowing for the reaction to occur. The reactants that enzymes will bind to are known as substrates. Let's pretend that these balls are substrates. Each different color represents a different kind of substrate, and for each substrate, there is a specific enzyme that goes along with it. The enzyme will stick to the substrate that it belongs to, which will help to lower its activation energy, which means it can be broken down. But how does this relate to lactose intolerance? In all of the stuff that I researched, I found that lactose is a disaccharide, meaning it contains two sugars or two monosaccharides joined by a glycosidic linkage made up of galactose and glucose found in milk. And although lactose intolerance can depend on various contributors, such as the amount of lactose consumed, the body's intestinal flora, gastrointestinal sensitivity, the conditions of the small intestine, genetics, and other things, the focal point of lactose intolerance is related to the enzyme known as lactase. Lactase is an enzyme that facilitates the breakdown or digestion of lactose. With a deficient amount of lactase produced in the small intestine, lactose is unable to be properly digested or broken down into two monosaccharides, glucose and galactose. When lactose is unable to be broken down, this results to lactose malabsorption, meaning the small intestine is unable to absorb the sugar, causing it to pass into the large intestine, aka the colon. When reaching the colon, the body will experience very uncomfortable symptoms. I would know. Bloating, flatulence, diarrhea, and even nausea. The severity is dependent on other contributing factors, not the enzyme deficiency. So, lactose intolerance is very common, and it can be found in just about any person. Take a look at all these people. In fact, let's take a look at this college-aged student that I happen to run into in the real world. Please tell us your name.
Liam Rogan.
And do you suffer from lactose intolerance?
Yes.
How long have you been suffering from lactose intolerance?
I've known that I'm lactose intolerant for 2-3 years now.
How does it affect your daily life?
I gotta take a little pill if I want to eat lactose, and then if I
pill known?
lactate, it's right here.
So, it has been found that taking a supplement containing lactase enzymes, such as Lactaid, this video is not sponsored by Lactaid, helps support the digestion of lactose when consumed. I have pondered this and I have researched it, but now I know why, and why all of you should give a shit. This video is not sponsored by Lactaid nor any other brand shown in this video, but I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them. Okay, bye.